Happening right now at noon, you are looking live at an active search on the South Fork River for a swimmer. That swimmer's been out there for almost 20 hours. We were there for the dramatic rescue just hours ago after crews took another swimmer out of the water alive. And a once convicted killer could soon walk free for the first time in a decade. We're live waiting for Mark Carver to be released. You're watching Eyewitness News. We're live at noon. Breaking news this midday. These are live pictures from overhead of rescue crews out on the South Fork River right now. They are trying to find a missing swimmer. We showed you this scene live on Eyewitness News this morning. Another swimmer being rescued. We've blurred their identity for privacy reasons. Let's go to Channel 9's Gina Esposito, who's been on that scene watching this rescue effort unfold all morning. What are you hearing, Gina?
Well, Paul, just in the past 15 minutes, we got some new information about what led up to this. Officials telling us that those two teenagers were swimming just up the river at GW Harding. They got separated, went down a dam. One of those teenagers got stuck on this island right here. He was rescued earlier, but his friend is still out there on the river. Charlotte firefighters actually have been focused on this section of the river. This is the South Fork here in Spencer Mountain, but they still haven't been able to locate him. Within the past 3 hours, fire crews rescued the teen who was trapped on this island. There you see him floating down the South Fork River. When they got to shore, firefighters used rope to pull the teen up to the bridge on a stretcher. They covered him in a blanket because he wasn't wearing clothes, and they loaded him into an ambulance. Firefighters tell me they had a difficult time getting to him because of the high water and debris. They spoke with him through a PA system until their boat got to him.
They had a hard time getting across the island because of the terrain and being submerged. They were able to get him and bring him out.
Now, police say they have been in contact with those teens' parents who are obviously concerned about all of this. Fire crews are breaking down this command post and moving further north to where those teens first went missing. You're live in Spencer Mountain. I'm Gina Esposito, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Gina Esposito with the very latest on the ground. And of course, we will keep an eye on this search. Once again, these are live images from overhead right now of Chopper 9 Sky Zoom. You can see those search efforts underway right now. You know that this is going to unfold for the better part of the day. We'll keep an eye on it for you and bring you the very latest throughout the day here on Eyewitness News. Now, despite those residual effects from the weekend rain, today has actually been a very nice break from all that rain. This is a live look right now from our Charlotte cam. Just a beautiful day out there. Let's head over to meteorologist Keith Midday for a look at the conditions right now.
Yeah, it's very pleasant out there, and we're enjoying that dry weather, and those water levels are still going down, but you saw how fast that water was moving. It's going to take a couple more days before that recedes more. We're 77 in Charlotte to Rock Hill, Monroe. It's only in the low to mid 60s. In the mountains, we will warm up today only in the low 80s. A very pleasant day. Tons of sunshine. The humidity's down, but you can tell that immediately when you step out the door. Tomorrow, though, well, that moisture is going to try to come back, developing weaker storm to our south. All the heavy rain stays well south of us, but scattered showers are likely going to return on Wednesday, and going to drop the temperature quite a bit. We'll discuss a big dramatic shift back and forth as we head through the end of the week here in just a few minutes. Paul.
All right, thanks, Keith. Also breaking right now, a man once convicted of killing a UNC Charlotte student could soon walk out of jail for the first time in a decade. Minutes ago, Channel 9 learned Mark Carver just arrived at the Gaston County Jail. Eyewitness News reporter Ken Lemon is at the Gaston County Jail waiting for those final steps before he walks free, Ken.
Yeah, we are waiting for that. I just walked inside. I talked with someone there who told me that he arrived via transport. His attorney working on paperwork that will allow him to walk free at some point. And when he does, that'll happen right here at the Gaston County Jail. Now, Carver, a jury convicted Carver of strangling UNC Charlotte student Ira Yarmolenko in 2008. Her body was found next to her car on the banks of the Catawba River. Carver and his cousin were fishing nearby. A judge reviewing this case said testing of DNA found on Yarmolenko's car was doubtful. And Carver's trial attorney didn't consider Carver's low IQ and carpal tunnel syndrome. Carver's attorney said his weak wrist would have made it hard for him to kill the UNC Charlotte student. He will get a new trial. Once he arrives here and goes through the process, he still has to pay a $100,000 bond. We've learned from his attorney that someone else, an individual who was exonerated on a rape charge after some serious questions were brought up about DNA, that person is going to front that bond so that he'll be able to go free. We have a crew here. When he does go free, we'll be here to talk with him. Paul?
All right, Ken Lemon with the very latest on that developing story. Thank you, Ken. Today, jurors are hearing more heartbreaking testimony in the murder trial involving a college baseball player. Channel 9 was in court yesterday as Zachary Finch's mother took the stand. She testified that in the summer of 2017, her son told her he was going to buy a phone in West Charlotte. Zachary's last words to her were, "I love you, Mommy," and she responded, "I love you too." He told his mom he was going to meet a father who had his 2 children with him, but prosecutors say it was actually 17-year-old Josiah Wilson who lured Zachary to the Arbor Glen apartment complex before killing him. Now, the defense has countered that prosecutors will not be able to prove Wilson lured anybody, and they say he was not the person who pulled the trigger and killed Finch. We'll stay on top of that for you. CMS graduations are happening today at the Bojangles Coliseum. One ceremony actually underway right now, which is why you might eventually start to see some heavier than normal traffic on our roadways. This is a live look at outbound Independence Boulevard approaching the Bojangles Coliseum. You can see traffic moving just fine right now, but we wanted to give you a heads up that there could be times as that traffic comes in and out of the Coliseum where things could slow down a little. Several commencement ceremonies will be happening there today through 7 o'clock. We'll keep an eye on that for you. This accident happened a little farther south on Independence, shortly after Huff High's graduation ceremony got out this morning. You can see the green arrow pointing at the accident there. That's a crash involving a motorcyclist, and it caused some delays near Eastway Drive. Medics says one person was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. That wreck has since been cleared. Take a look at this house right here. Firefighters tell us it literally exploded, leaving this collapsed mess. Neighbors on Conley Spring Road in Lenoir could not believe it when that explosion happened just after 6 o'clock this morning. Wow, look at the images there. They told Channel 9 no one lived in the house for about a year now. North Catawba Fire Rescue says propane leaked into the house, eventually leading to that huge blast. As you can see, the home just completely destroyed. Fortunately, no one nearby was hurt. Gander RV, one step closer today to being able to fly this flag legally. That giant American flag causing a lot of controversy. According to our partners at the Statesville Record and Landmark, the Statesville Planning Board unanimously approved the code change, which would allow Gander's 40 by 80 foot flag. Statesville had been fining Gander $50 a day since October, saying the flag violated city code. City Council will now have to vote on the Planning Board's recommendation. Charlotte City Council overwhelmingly approved the next budget last night. City leaders say the $2.6 billion budget will lower the tax rate. $55 million will also go toward more affordable housing programs across the city. Another $2 million will be spent on additional training for Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officers. A former daycare worker charged with child abuse will face a Catawba County judge for the first time today. It's a case we first told you about last month. This is surveillance video right here. Take a close look. It shows the incident at Children's Academy in Northeast Hickory. Investigators say it shows Lynette West picking up a 3-year-old boy while he was napping on a cot. She then put him in a bathroom, closed the door, and left the boy there for 3 hours. Another employee reported the incident to the daycare director, and they fired West. Police rearrested a man who simply walked out of a hospital days after an officer shot him. Johnny Kaler is now back in the Burke County Jail. Police say he walked out of the hospital last week where he was being treated for that gunshot wound. Kaler is now charged with multiple drug offenses plus escaping custody. He'll face a judge tomorrow. Today, Catholic bishops will meet in Baltimore as pressure continues to mount against the church over the growing sex abuse scandal. The conference is expected to address new policies from the Pope, requiring priests and nuns to report sex abuse and cover-ups to church authorities. But victims' advocacy groups want abuse reported to law enforcement directly. The Charlotte Diocese says it will release a list of all clergy who have previously faced credible accusations. That list is expected by the end of the year, we were told. Channel 9 has been pushing for that list for the past year. The diocese here in Charlotte also says it will follow the new guidelines from the Pope in terms of how they handle future sex abuse claims. For the first time, we are hearing the 911 call from the moments a Charlotte teen was shot and killed while sleeping in his Northwest Charlotte home. As you can imagine, this is very difficult to hear.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
Yes, I need everybody. We just heard gunshots in the house and my little brother got hit and he's sleeping. Oh my God.
You can just hear the emotion in that voice there. Javon Goolsby's sister made that difficult call last week after bullets just flew into their home, one hitting her brother, who, as you heard, was just asleep on the couch at the time. He was only 16 years old. Police are still trying to determine why someone targeted that home. Of course, the police chief here in Charlotte says that case has hit home for his officers, and they're not going to stop working that case until they make an arrest. This South Carolina man, arrested at the age of 16 for trying to join ISIS and plotting to kill Americans, will spend the next 20 years in prison. A judge sentenced Zachariah Abdeen yesterday. He grew up in York. That's where officers caught him trying to leave the country to join ISIS back in 2017. And that was a year after he'd been arrested, found with an ISIS flag, literature, and a gun at his home. At that time, he was plotting to kill soldiers at a North Carolina military base.
They were going to detonate a rider truck outside the front gate and then wait for first responders to respond to the incident and have snipers set up, taking out as many of the first responders as they could.
Abdeen said he wanted to kill Americans and wanted to plan an attack like the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. More stories to come. We were at the Panthers minicamp this morning. What Cam looked like on his first official day back from surgery, and how his teammates are feeling about the next season. Going to want to see that. And with all the flooding that we've seen, you might be wondering about your flood insurance. We're breaking down what it covers and how long it would take to go into effect after you buy it.
It's beautiful out there today. No rain to worry about for now, but I'll talk about the small chance for a few showers coming back our way tomorrow.
Weather on WSOC is driven by Toyota of North Charlotte, I-77, exit 23, where big city low prices are just a click away.
Well, Panthers minicamp got underway this morning, and we were there for Cam Newton's long-awaited return from shoulder surgery. Sports director Phil Orban joins us now live in the studio. Phil, you had a front row seat to Cam testing out his arm this morning.
Yeah, and in the end, it played out exactly how the Panthers said it would play out. Cam Newton throwing overhand for the first time in front of our cameras in a very limited capacity. One clear advantage of having his shoulder surgery so early in the offseason was the Panthers can afford to take their time with the former MVP of the league. We're still over 6 weeks away from training camp when Cam is expected to be full go. He only threw to stationary targets. The running backs and wide receivers would stop their routes for Cam, and he didn't throw in the full team drills that we aren't allowed to shoot. It is encouraging that he's easing his way back, though. 2 years ago, rehabbing from shoulder surgery, Cam began throwing at training camp in late July before soreness forced him to pull back and only practice in a limited capacity the rest of the preseason. Limited or no, just having Cam back on the field is a boost to his teammates.
His energy, the excitement. Having your quarterback out there is no better feeling. It's like when you have a guy go down and he comes back. You're just excited, about the growth that we all going to have together, and then, we could get it started.
The Cam Newton news overshadowing the other big story today, the presence of new defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. Today at 6, what the All-Pro liked most about his first practice with the Panthers. Paul?
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Phil. As our area continues to deal with flooding, the South Fork River may have crested, but it's still 3 feet above flood stage. In some help for Cramerton businesses, the fire department, they've put out a bunch of sandbags. The town greenway is already flooded, some parts sitting under feet of water there. Police going door to door in one neighborhood, warning people that they may need to evacuate at a moment's notice.
We hope that it has crested in the past 24 hours, reached its height, but we're always prepared for otherwise.
Yeah, the last time the town of Cramerton saw this much flooding was in 2013 after several days of heavy rain. All the flooding we've seen across the Charlotte area may have you thinking a little bit about flood insurance, and it's available to everyone, not just people within the floodplain. However, flood insurance does take 30 days to take effect, so it wouldn't help you at all this week. That said, if you already have federal flood insurance, remember, it only covers up to $250,000 for your home and about $100,000 on contents, even if your home and belongings are worth more. Now, even if your home is not covered in a flood, your vehicle may still be if you have comprehensive auto insurance. Good stuff to remember there. Let's head over to meteorologist Keith Monday now with a full look at your forecast, tracking maybe a blip tomorrow.
Yeah, a little rain, but it does not look like it'll be anything close to what we dealt with over the weekend. It's pleasant out there now. Only a couple of 80s on the map. Morganton, one of the spots, oddly enough, at 82. It's 81. Down through Chesterfield, we're close to 80 in Charlotte. We're not going to go up too much more from where we are now, so getting out there for some yard work today if the lawn's dry enough. We're back in the low 80s. No rain to worry about. Boy, the humidity is way down compared to where we've been for the last several days. It's a lot more comfortable out there today. And great weather for some grilling outside tonight. We'll fall back into the 70s through your mid to late evening. Crystal clear sky, just some high clouds, mid-level clouds rolling on through from time to time. Tonight, very comfortable. We'll fall back in the upper 50s in Charlotte, 40s in a few spots in the mountains. It'll feel pretty good tomorrow morning, but it won't be as sunny as it was this morning. The clouds are already starting to roll back in late tonight. Watch how the clouds start to approach from the south. And by early tomorrow morning, some light rain already moves in. Again, these won't be huge downpours, just some scattered showers. By mid to late morning, they roll through Charlotte. And by midday, most of us have at least a chance for some scattered rain out there. It's also going to be cloudy all day, and that northeast flow of wind, that makes a big impact on how it's going to feel outside for tomorrow. We're watching a storm developing to our south and high pressure up north. In between that, it funnels in that northeast flow of wind, and that is a cool wind direction. So clouds, some light showers, especially Charlotte south. Tomorrow's temperatures are going to be a dramatic change from today, as it's limited to no sunshine and that moisture in place that holds us in the low 70s. Big difference. Thankfully, the rain's not going to add up to a whole lot tomorrow, and we're all dry again by Thursday and Friday. Humidity stays down for the end of the week as we warm up. Now, by your weekend, though, check out your 7-day forecast. We heat up. We're back to near 90 by Saturday and Sunday. So Father's Day plans, definitely hot, definitely more humid. Low chance for just a scattered downpour to sneak in. Does not look like a ton of rain for the weekend. We'll watch this throughout the rest of the week. One thing is for sure, after a little bump tomorrow, we get some really nice weather to wrap up the work week.
Yeah, definitely a great time to get out and enjoy that sunshine. And we're back to about average now, maybe even a little lower.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's going to be really cool for June.
Yeah, really interesting to see. Thank you so much, Keith. This UNC Charlotte student, motivated by the tragic shooting on campus, is running for city council. The 3 issues he wanted to focus on if elected. This young man is still in college, and he wants to represent you on city council. UNC Charlotte senior Gabe Cartagena is running for the District 4 seat this year. He's young, but he does have some political experience. He was actually a delegate to the DNC and was elected 3rd vice chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. He told our Joe Bruno April's shooting at UNC Charlotte motivated him to run for city council. He says he was actually not very happy with how city leaders responded. He also says being a student gives him an advantage in the race.
I'm not stuck in my ways. I'm willing to actually look at data and use that to make a decision.
Cartagena says he will focus on jobs, affordable housing, and transportation if he's elected. County Democrats tell us 4 others have shown interest in the District 4 seat. Greg Phipps is not running for re-election. It is a clear, dry, beautiful day out there right now. This is a live look from our Charlotte cam. Look at that Carolina blue sky, just picture perfect. A little bit of rain on the way back. Coming up next, meteorologist Keith Monday will pinpoint exactly when some of those showers just might return.
Hundreds of oversized rugs for 70% plus 20% off, and a huge selection of colorful rugs for just $99. The Summer Sizzler Sale, Rug and Home.
Well, gorgeous out there for the rest of the day today, but tomorrow we're going to take a few steps back. Won't be big rain, but it's going to be kind of a dreary day on Wednesday. Thereafter, some nice improvements. So today at 5, Steve will have the outline for that rain chance for tomorrow. A little more heat coming up for our weekend.
All right, thank you, Keith. A lot more breaking news we're following the rest of the afternoon. Be sure to join the team right back here at 5 o'clock, and have a great afternoon.